Glancing through a lens of reflection, looking into my past and present, I realize how much I've grown, not just physically but emotionally, in my dealings with people. When I say dealings with people, I mean my actions and reactions, the ability to manage my emotions irrespective of the situation and the person involved. To give you more insight, let me tell you a story. Stay with me, as this might be exactly all you need to hear. I used to be a quiet, temperamental, emotional, and a very sensitive kid, even into my teens. Relating with people was one thing I wasn't really good at because I struggled with how to manage people. Perhaps I was too young to understand that. Anyway, maybe I'm judging myself too harshly. But I also wasn't very good at communicating with words, but rather I would let my emotions get hold of me. I mean, like my body language does the speaking, such as squeezing my face, sulking, eyeing, snobbing. I can go on with the list, but I think you get the gist. Basically, I'll go into my shell. You would agree with me that that's me being a child, I didn't know any better. However, I stood the chance of getting stuck in that cycle of behaviorism if I carried on in that path. Having to deal with people with different interesting characters and personalities taught me people 101. In general, two things happen when it comes to behaviorism. It's either you outgrow some behaviors or you get stuck and grow with them. In my case, I made the right choice, which was to let go of what is not essential to be productive and embracing the essentials to evolve positively, character and emotion wise. As I woke up this morning and whilst I started my daily routine, I felt the motivation to encourage someone with my personal experience regarding people, emotions, and life in general. I'm sharing this in this video whilst I do my daily routine to encourage someone who is currently having a hard time or someone who might be struggling with it in the future and get locked up in their cave because of their inability to manage people effectively. Because let's be clear, the reality is you would never have to stop dealing with people so long as you are alive. And the ability to deal with people effectively is essential for your mental state and your emotion well-being. Let me give you an instance. 5 or 10 years ago, I could decide not to speak to someone for as long as I didn't care. Maybe because I didn't like something they did to me or did or said to me. And of course, a little communication would have actually gone a long way. Because trust me, sometimes people don't mean harm. So because I didn't know how best to go about it, it would always result to me holding it in. I would lock up from everyone and all you get would be the attitudes and silence, which can eventually lead to an outburst. Fast forward to today, one thing I've realized is that all that made people seem superior to me because human beings literally have some level of control over me, my joy, and my mood. Additionally, I've realized that loving myself right, emphasis on right, is one of the main keys to being the happiest version of myself. What do I mean by loving right in this context? In the video I titled How to Level Up, I mentioned being in charge of one's life and happiness. So in the past, I loved myself enough to want to receive only love, both in words and actions. But now I have realized that it can't always be that way. That is life. People are not going to always kiss your behind and love on you. The world does not revolve around you, darling. And as human beings, we all have some level of selfishness in us, and that's fact. So what I started doing was using my words. And with time also, I understood the human psychology. Take a random instance. If someone is trying to be lousy or rude to me, the old me would probably succumb to it, shrink, get too shy, be locked up in my head, to perhaps start wondering what people could be thinking of me about the situation. How am I expected to react so I don't look like a weakling or something like that? Instead of being me and doing me. Because is it really about them? Trust me, no one's really paying attention to how you do your thing. And even if they are, we all need to have this mind your business, do your thing, let me do mine attitude. Now, having gone through self discovery seasons, I have an understanding that people project. They project their insecurities and insufficiencies. And in that kind of instance I gave earlier, I won't give the lousiness any other interpretation now other than that such person is having a bad day or has a hard time managing themselves in public, aka social anxiety, which then implies that that reaction they are giving off is a defense mechanism. So such a person is projecting and has to probably bring someone else down to feel good about themselves in public or be respected or feel more confident, whereas the confidence doesn't exist at all. So automatically, I know that it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with me, but it's all about the other person's insecurity. So with that, I'm able to react to the situation accordingly without letting such a person have a negative influence on my confidence. So I communicate with people by reading the body language, their spoken words, their actions and inactions, as those elements are my yardstick to measure my actions and reactions at any point in time. Furthermore, speaking from my personal experience, I've seen that what forms a human being's pattern of thought, speech, reasoning, actions, and reactions ultimately becomes a learned behavior from their environment. For instance, if I come from a loud home, which is not bad, and as a matter of fact love, chances are that will become my norm. So human interaction is usually a battle of one historical background versus another historical background, and less of a person to person thing. Because, like I said earlier, trust me, people do not often mean any harm. They just do things according to their norm, not bearing in mind that what is norm for them may not be norm for other people. So you do not need to take everything people say personal because everyone speaks according to their norm. Now, I'm not suggesting to not listen to people, but you don't necessarily have to conform to their own standard every time. Do not do things or change who you are to please people or to be in people's good book. For instance, do not let someone's jest of you being an indoor person push you to be outside all the time just because you want to seem cool, fit in, or for seeking acceptance sake. And in this instance that I gave DS, of course, it is very much different if you want to deliberately work on being more social or you just want to accept a plea for an outing. But do we need to appear a certain way that people want? No, no, my friend. Between, I love socializing, so I'm not suggesting socializing is wrong. Ultimately, I believe in live and let live. Moreover, in life, stepping on toes is inevitable. Things that will either want to pollute your mind or kill your joy or confidence exist. But at the end of the day, it is your responsibility to guard your heart and mind, to make your peace and happiness a priority. Just thought to share this piece today. Who knows who it might be useful for? Thank you guys for watching. Please hit the red subscribe down below for more beautiful content and tap the red button beside it to get notification when I upload. Also, let me know what your thoughts are. See you in my next video. Bye.